Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama. The state that probably should be twice its size, if you know what I mean. And also that state where you're allowed to marry your first cousin. Don't worry, Alabama, you're not the only one. So, well, I guess today you'll be learning about Alabama. Enjoy, I guess. Well, as most of us know, the capital of Alabama is Montgomery, but the largest city is actually Huntsville. But some other big cities include Mobile and Birmingham. The big cities in Alabama's populations are actually very equally spread out. Here's a map to show you. Also, if you didn't know already, Alabama borders Mississippi, Georgia, Tennessee, and Florida. Alabama, like most other states, also has its rivers. Some famous ones include the Alabama River, the Tennessee River, and the Coosa River. Alabama actually has 3 nicknames. Number 1, the Heart of Dixie. Number 2, the Cotton State. And number 3, the Yellowhammer State. Now, why were these the nicknames of Alabama, you may ask? Well, I'm actually about to answer that. Alabama was nicknamed the Heart of Dixie because the Alabama Chamber of Commerce promoted Heart of Dixie to give the state a distinctive identity among southern states. Alabama was also nicknamed the Cotton State because cotton was a major crop and economic driver in the 19th and 20th centuries. Finally, Alabama was called the Yellowhammer State because Alabama troops wore a bright yellow uniform, which reminded people of the yellowhammer bird, so most people called them the Yellowhammers. Alabama, like other states, also has its unique history. So in this section of the video, I will be telling you guys about Alabama history. Lots of people say the first Alabama people lived around 10,000 years ago. And obviously, like most people back then, they were hunters. After a little while, people began to start growing crops. So in 1000 BC, Alabamans started to do just that. Oh yeah, by the way, I almost forgot they also started to build permanent settlements. By the 18th century, Native Americans in the region organized into 4 major groups. Now you may be wondering, what were these nations called? Well, they were actually called the Cherokee, the Creek, the Choctaw, and the Chickasaw. But by the 1830s, American government kicked them out of Alabama. Alright, time to talk about the first explorers of Alabama. Also, if you're enjoying the video, maybe leave a like, and even if you want, subscribe. Also, this is the first of all the American states. Alright, on to the actual explaining. So, the first Europeans to reach Alabama were the Spanish in, I'm pretty sure, 1528. At around the year 1540, Hernando de Soto attacked the Native Americans and tortured them to get information and food. Ooh, I love food. Probably one of the worst battles was with Chief Tuscola at Mobile. Finally, in 1559, Don Tristan da Luna traveled from Mexico to Mobile with 500 soldiers and 1,000 colonists. But unfortunately, in 1561, a fierce storm destroyed a lot of their food and supplies, forcing them to retreat back to Mexico. Also, one more quick fact was the first settlement in Alabama was Fort Lewis, established by the French, and it was on the Mobile River. Alright, I'm going to make this quick. Alabama's population is around 4.4 million. Alabama has a population density of nearly 86 people per square mile. Rights activist Rosa Parks was born in Alabama. Richard Arrington became the first African-American mayor of Birmingham in 1979. Alabama's rich culture has a strong connection to the civil rights movement. The Birmingham Civil Rights Institute was created in 1992 to educate people about African-American culture and the fight for equality. Helen Keller was born in Tuscumbia, Alabama. The most loved music in Alabama is country music. The most famous sport in Alabama is college football. And finally, Hank Aaron's baseball legend was born in Mobile, Alabama. He hit 755 home runs in his lifetime. Whew, Jesus, that was fast. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video about Alabama, and I hope you guys learned a lot of cool facts about it. And so the next state is going to be Alaska, and did you know Alaska has over 3 million lakes? If you want to learn more about Alaska, don't forget to watch my new Alaska video coming soon.